and we're going to feel like it's time to go deep into those emotions. I'm wearing my watery looking clothes because it is vital that we understand we are going deep into a lot of watery emotion. Here's the good part. You don't have to be swept away, overwhelmed, or controlled by your emotions. In fact, I have a little course in my shop called Master Your Emotions in Any Situation. Why? Because it's super, super important that you realize your emotions are not in charge and step back into your own authority, your own inner power. That means many, many different things in your life where you have given away your power and you've been hooked emotionally to other people's opinions or to failures or to right or wrong or to someone's opinion or to an institution, a condition, a pattern, a belief, a culture, a tradition, whatever it is, okay? However, those are the things that told you what the emotions mean. And what I want to do is to help you understand that when emotion comes up, it's communication. It is your power center. All right, let's talk light body very quickly for a moment. So your light body is a huge structure that makes your physical body possible and your ability to walk, talk, live, eat, do whatever possible. You are not just a physical body. Of course, you're a mind. You think. You can get lost in your thoughts. You could be somewhere else and not even hear what somebody is saying because you're in your mind. That's a field. It's a structure, okay? So you have your physical body here, and through it and intersecting with it, you have your chakras, which are energy centers connected to hormones and glands that make the body able to function. And the next layer is what people call your aura or your physical etheric. It is sort of the energy just as it's melting into form and melting out of form. So maybe you're releasing weight or you release a belief, and that's going to leave your body. It's going to leave your cellular memory. It's going to leave your DNA, and it's going to let your DNA flip and switch to a different system. This is what you want to do. This is what metamorphosis is, transformation, becoming conscious. And this is what ascension is. Now, your emotional field comes next, and it is full of goo. You know that. It's full of fear and guilt and regret and blame. It's full of victimhood and revenge. It's full of shame, and it's full of anger, and it's full of depression and disappointment and craving, and on and on and on. So this is like your power plant. This is where an enormous amount of power is coming to you. And then it's clogged up, it's polluted, it's full of tar and goo and other emotional okay? And these emotional beliefs that have become patterns in the brain, in the mind, as well as in the brain, the physical brain actually develops little neural pathways. These become the normal way to go. You have to interrupt a pattern and start to build a new pathway in your brain by interrupting a particular reaction to an emotion. So if an emotion comes up, somebody says something, you're triggered, you read something, you hear about something that the government just did. All kinds of crazy stuff happening right now. Boy, am I having some bad connection here. Let me see if I can make this any better. Okay, we'll hope. Now, the thing is that these things that are happening in the world right now, they're systems and beliefs and ways of doing things that are collapsing. They are deconstructing. Just like a caterpillar disappears. There's no feet and legs and antennas and mouth and all that anymore. It all disappears into goo. This is not to scare you, but this is to remind you that we are in a breakdown process. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be like, are you kidding me? It looks like we're going backwards. Are you kidding me? I can't believe we have to fight for this again. We have to protest this again. We have to even think about this again. You know, why are there people still fighting for fear and control and low states of consciousness? because that's the state they're in. And their emotional field is filled with the goo, filled with the stuff that is having the most challenging experience, because we create our own hell. There is no hell per se. If you believe that if you do something that you're a bad person, and you believe that to your core because your parents told you that, and your other lives had that, and you've been punished, and you've been killed, and you've been burned, and you've been accused, and you've been humiliated, and whatever throughout many lives and in this life, and those were painful experiences. So those go in and provoke an emotional reaction that is heavy and low. In that heavy, low emotion, you can't see possibility, you can't feel inspired, you don't believe you're one with the universe, right? This is not something that's close to you. You can't see the light. When that emotional field continues to be clogged over and over and over and over, circumstance after circumstance, relationship after relationship, whatever it is, okay? I'm sure pretty much everybody has some experiences in their childhood that are varying degrees of painful, cruel, abusive, ignored, and so on. So what do we do with it? It goes right into our emotional body. The more toxins that we hold in our emotional body, the less power we have available to us in the moment. The less power we have available to us in the moment, the more foggy we get or overwhelmed, the more distracted we get, the more we feel like I don't have the energy, I don't have the power. Maybe it's physically, maybe it's mentally, maybe it's emotionally. I know that after my daughter died, I was so raw emotionally that I literally felt if one little thing happens, I'm just going to explode. It's over. I was already trying to decide if I even wanted to live. Well, those are states of consciousness. Go to the shop, get the scale of vibrational consciousness. It's a very important tool. You're going to be able to see it. It's free, okay? Go to the shop.nanakasha.com. There's a link below too. And this emotional field, which is supposed to be your power plant, it's supposed to be there feeding you happy emotions like inspiration and you can do it and permission and willingness and love and serenity and reverence and joy and all of these emotions that we can enjoy. Now, grief isn't a bad emotion, but it is a heavy emotion. And regret is the emotional state of grief. There's a lot of grief on the planet right now. Grief comes up in the lungs. Now we're seeing COVID and other diseases fill the lungs, make it impossible to breathe. If you're familiar with the beautiful, his name's going to come back to me, the beautiful Greek musician, very, very famous, did the Vangelis, that famous music when the runners are running in that one movie. And he died because he had prolonged COVID and he couldn't breathe. So to me, I look at the energy. I'm not out to look at, is COVID real or isn't it, or who said this or that. I just look underneath to the energy. And for him, the energy to exit went down into a low, low state. And the grief or some other energy was so heavy, he could no longer breathe. Now, all of these things are a choice at a soul level, so don't worry about it. However, right now, something I've really discovered since the eclipse portal, I have a completely different level of attunement and expansion. And it always happens. I like almost expect it now, and you're the same, whether you realize it or not. You have this expansion in these huge moments like we're going to talk about today. We're doing the new moon and we're doing lots of mother energy. And how fascinating is that we have these issues around trying to control somebody's right to their body or their choices to be a mother or not be a mother, and what's a crime and pregnancy and all of of this stuff, I think most of us feel like, what? Why are we still talking about this? Just leave everybody alone. To be their selves, to choose their own inner authority. But look at the energy underneath it. There's a couple of fascinating things going on here. Whether you love it or hate it, or you're stressed by it, or whatever. I have young daughters who are 25. I'm very grateful I'm not young and having to deal with it from that perspective. And yet it affects all of us because the energy is explosive. The energy is emotional. We're going into Cancer season. It's about emotion. We have Neptune in retrograde. Neptune is dreamy and intuitive and a spiritual connection and your spirituality and your creativity and the dream walking and the conscious, those psychic abilities, okay? And so it's also watery, right? Neptune is the Roman name for the god of the sea, which was Poseidon to the Greeks. And he's the brother or co-ruler, so to speak, with Zeus. So they were sort of course, they were both men, but in their embodiments. But you have to think about, too, when Neptune is in retrograde, to me, that means this being and these energies are stopping their forward movement out there, making things happen. And they turn around and they come back and they sit down next to me. So if you hear Mercury's in retrograde, it means the messenger is sitting next to you, wants to whisper, wants to reflect, wants to sit with you, wants to review, redo, reissue, renew, rejuvenate, okay? Retrograde means review, often inner reflection. So here's an inner thing. It's also that dream state of illusion. And we're going into Cancer, which is emotion and water sign and overwhelming emotion. And we're having these emotional explosions on the world stage. These are topics that are very emotional. All right. Almost everyone has an emotion. Well, how fascinating that that's one aspect of the divine mother or the divine sacred feminine, or that aspect that's coming back into power. It's coming back into our bodies and our minds and our senses. Our intuitive selves have to become as important to us as our bodies are, as our physical manifestation and our masculine side. We need both of them balanced. So the underlying energies is an emotional battle for control. We're all feeling drawn out of being emotionally hooked and attached to everything and everyone around us, to what our parents said and believed, what our teachers told us, what our work tells us, what our community or our children or our spouse or our church or whatever institution, there's a million different frameworks of thought processes. Now, it doesn't mean that you make them wrong, you stop liking people. It means that you start to say what's mine and what's not mine. And it's okay if that isn't my belief system. First, you're going to run into your emotional field. So this is what we're walking into now. For a couple months, we're going to be walking through deep waters. So Neptune is adding to that. And it's about illusion, because underwater, can you see clearly? Can you hear clearly? No. It's heavy. It's difficult to move. It's difficult to breathe, right? Expand your mind and harmonize with some new solution. So keep very strong through everything that's happening, that this is what is optimal at this time. For you, for me, however I'm experiencing it, however you're experiencing it. It just is. Can you shift your path? Of course. Are there a million other timelines, if you want to call it that, possible realities or experiences that you could be having in this exact moment as you sitting right here? Yes. This is what you're awakening to. So use these wonderful energies of deep waters, okay? You might have emotions that just drag you down or drown you or overwhelm you, or you might have emotions that just carry you on a soft current and you let go. All right? It's going to be deep emotion. So watch everything that comes up around you in your reality, in the world stage. Is it an emotional trigger? Is it something that's been deep? Is there an illusion that is falling apart? because we are leaving the illusion. So the cool thing is that Neptune, okay, so Poseidon, that sea energy, water, emotion, purifying life force, filled with memories, filled with cellular memory. The water has crystallized memories, and filled with Atlantean energies and other wisdoms and crystal energies and Gaia energy, because it's part of Gaia. And to be Poseidon or Neptune was the master of the seas, right? And it could just do this and all the seas would have a huge tidal wave or a storm. This is what I want you to think about. This is the being and the energy that is all about illusion and the veil, and you can normally feel a little bit foggy and dreamy and not quite be able to put your finger on it or remember your dreams when Neptune is normally coming close. In retrograde, it means this beautiful being and energy has come to sit next to you. It's time to reflect. Guess what that means? The foggy veil of illusion is lifted. So the wonderful part is the illusion is lifted. The difficult part is the illusion could come crashing down and shock the shit out of you. Okay? And I'm seeing this in a lot of my clients. We talked about this all the way through the eclipses in April and May. We're walking through shadow, darkness. We're being taken to a new reality where our reality, our belief systems, our ideas of who we are from the past can't exist anymore. They just can't. They don't make sense. They don't support us. They cause us to struggle. Your emotional field needs to be freed, cleansed, unhooked, unshackled, untied, because it has agreements from all kinds of lives and wounds in your soul and from this life that it's carrying or hiding or afraid of. Yes, we're all afraid of feeling those really, truly painful emotions. I have a few dear people in my life going through some pretty massive grief. Okay, people dying suddenly, beloveds and close people, and shocking, health challenges and in and out of bodies. And there's the toxins are coming up. Okay. One of the energies that came with COVID and all that energy that came to the planet to create the wave that we're in now, which was stay home, start to change your mindset. Now we're re-emerging, was to accelerate any diseased pattern you hold in you. So if your emotional field is being served right now, okay, this is the part of you. We did air, and we've done underground, and we're in the growth season of the summer and the abundance, and there's still some cool Jupiter energy going on, which is expansion and abundance, and yes, we can do it energy, and there's some Aries energy, which is again that go get it, make it happen. And we've got some Sirius energy coming. We're going to move into the Sirius gateway portal, and it goes until the Lion's Gate in early August. I always do ceremony live or online for the Lion's Gate. So you can start now to tune into the blue. It's not exactly this blue, but the blue Sirius, it's blue, violet, Sirius energy. Sirius is our spiritual sun. And when our sun is at a peak, like right now with the solstice, we have long days and long sunsets. I learned the sunsets actually are longer because of the angle of the sun and the planet. They last longer this time of year. That amplified sun energy for the summer. And so solar energy, and then our spiritual sun, Sirius, and they're going to walk together through July into August. So that's part of the energy that's coming for July. I like summer. We're going to do a new intuition summer camp. I'm just going to get that out to you really quick soon here. We are doing the retreat in September. here, the Mayan retreat where we go to sacred places and have ceremonies, and it's just amazing, amazing, amazing. Please come and join us. You can go get that through the shop, but make sure you go to the big site, and then we're going to be loading up some new pictures and new videos, because I just went to Mayapan, which is one of the sacred sites we're going to go to for the solstice, and I was all alone for 4 hours. Me and the butterflies and the iguanas and the birds, and I got to tone inside of this circular observatory that was built a certain way, and somebody had left candles, and there were birds in there singing, and I got to tone, and the frequencies were coming off the wall, and then I turn and I walk out this door, and there's the big pyramid of Kukulkan, which is the supreme guide to shed your past and rise into your spirit, rise into your feathers, rise into that. And the Syrians are here to help with that. So you might sense or feel them. Sirius is a very beautiful, we're going to talk a lot more about Sirius. We're going to probably do some meditations with the Syrians in July, because the ancient Egyptians understood the importance of Sirius. The Mayan, the Doji, the Incas, a lot of the ancient cultures understood the connection. And the Great Pyramid in Egypt has what they call the Queen's Chamber and the King's Chamber. And there's only a few other rooms or chambers that they have found. It's a vibrational building. It's built in a certain way on certain soil, so that vibration is drawn up, amplified through the stone. I've been there several times. The stone in the King's Chamber is this like incredible obsidian or something. It just vibrates with it. There's just all this stuff. Anyway, the King's Chamber has a shaft above it, so they believe this was for ascension work, that points exactly to Orion, the Stargate. And the Queen's Chamber has a shaft that points exactly to Sirius. And so this is telling you that they actively would connect to Sirius. They would actively travel to Sirius to communicate with them. And it was the feminine aspect. So again, we have the feminine. We have a lot of mother energy going on right now. So your emotional body needs to be cleansed and freed. There's old baggage in there that you probably don't even know is still there, but you're done with it. Take the trash out. Go through and say, I'm ready and willing to cleanse and clear and release anything from my emotional field that no longer serves my highest and greatest good. I give great thanks, and I ask, command, and request, and see all those heavy energies and their origins in this life or any life, in this space, in this any space, in this time and any time. You have permission to go with my gratitude and acceptance, freely and gracefully releasing my emotional body. There's a flow coming now. It looks kind of like a pretty honey color. This seems to be bubbling through your emotional field. So we give great thanks for this sacred moment, and we enter this sacred space in reverence, presence, and love. Take a deep breath in, directly into your heart. Let it expand your chest. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Expand, cleanse, and clear your heart chakra. Then blow it out. Cleanse, clear, release. Now, feel yourself settling more into your body and the moment. Feel your sacral, feel your lower back, feel your belly, feel your womb, feel your root, feel what you're sitting on. The Divine Mother, the Divine Sacred Feminine, the energy of life force, creation, intuition, the energy of communication with realms and expanded travel, awakened senses, receptors, intuitive communications, understanding, interpretation. In the watery womb of the earth, you are deeply and lovingly held. The water around you, the water within you, the fluid light flowing to you and from you. All energies of light, the elementals of water, Poseidon, Neptune, the powers of balanced Cancer, acceptance, and flow with emotion. I call on my higher self, my intuitive team, my guides and angels, all the elementals, and Gaia. And like a drop of water, I let go and drop down, 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 in to the sea of bliss. Take a deep breath in, expand your entire being with it, and say to yourself, I am that I am, and I am safe in my emotions. I am master of my emotions. Little droplets of rain are coming and pouring and cleansing, kissing you, made from light, liquid light. They pour down gently and begin to cleanse and clear that which you no longer need to live your path of purpose. We activate an emotional body cleanse, asking that gently yet powerfully the emotional attachments, blocks, locks, shackles, the heavily embedded, the ancient and the new, be purified and washed and cleansed and dissolved. And slowly and gently, in the perfect and optimal timing for me at this time, my emotional body receives these energies. I enter now the new moon, the softness of the womb, ready to plant my seeds of light. And they need water, and they need emotional power. I have an open heart. And now I open. And all mother issues, pains, fears, failures, challenges, spouse, mother, sibling, children, family, divine mother, protective mother. I call on you and Neptune to bring me the powers of emotion, the powers of water, the wisdom within each drop, to cleanse and clear my emotional field and rebuild it, bringing the emotions I most desire, require, that are optimal to feed my belly, to expand my mind, and to allow this dreamy time of thin veils and illusions falling, to cleanse away this emotional grunge. I call now on the merman energy, the dolphins, the rays, the spotted leopard ray, the silver fish. I call on the water, life, and beings, and the essence of water, and accept Neptune at my side, and the Divine Mother flowing through me, and the silver seas shining in the sun, the warmth bringing together the light and the depth. And the light now penetrates deeper into your emotions, deeper into these waters, deeper and deeper. You see it shining. You feel it. You now move deeper into your emotional field, into the abyss, the hidden, the past, the sacral secrets, the patterns that won't budge, the fears, the lack, weighing heavy on am I, can I, will I, when will I want but I can't, I do but then it's taken. Now sink deep, deep, deep. The light is with you and within you. You feel the pearl like a loving cocoon of the Divine Mother energies. Listen to your dream. Let the water soften the pain and the past. Let us take it down into Gaia and fill you with soothing, purifying, life-giving waters, energies and emotions of willingness, inspiration, permission, intention. You're building and building. You feel lighter and lighter. The emotions are dissolving and sinking. Gaia is devouring them. The Divine Mother is all around you. Your life is a pearl. It is precious. It is unique. It is yours. The illusions fall and drain away. The emotional body becomes clearer and lighter. Up and up, opening, feeling empowered, accepting and letting more light into the emotional body. And the more light you let in, the deeper you can explore. the more the emotional energies become your powers. You begin to tingle and light up from them. You move and feel a sense of strength, expansion around you, within you. The light, the water is bringing the emotions of harmony, love, joy, reverence, happiness. It's bringing all into oneness, gratitude, appreciation. These energies reflect and bounce in shadows, become light, illusions fall away. Clearer and clearer you rise up, empowered with a strong, light-filled, emotional body. I am that I am, and I am the master of my reality. I am the authority in my body and my life. No thing outside of me has control. No thing, money, person, institution, belief, no thought, no memory, no belief, no person holds the keys to my power. In this new moon, I walk in the darkness, deep into my womb, lighting the space with my light, bringing this light deeper and deeper. I'm going to the deepest level. I'm planting these seeds of light. I have held them for a long, long time, centuries and lives. These no longer need to be hidden. In this new moon, watered with these beautiful energies, all the possibilities are here. Deeper and deeper, you feel yourself reach the soft center. It's ready for you. Bless these seeds of light. They're the most beautiful gems you have ever uncovered in the truth of who you are. Hold them for a moment. Sense, feel, gaze at them. And then pour them into your womb. Plant them deep. And now be the channel for love, and let the waters come. Let the illusions fade. Let your senses and your intuition expand. Dream, visualize, be lifted up, and move with gratitude, harmony, strength. You no longer need to be grounded. You only need to balance your emotional field. I am now in the center. I continue to allow and ask for this assistance aligned with my highest good at this time, and that which is optimal for me in each moment, to continue to clear, cleanse, unhook, heal, renew, bathe, rejuvenate, and reconnect my emotional body, that I may be supported and strong as I move through this beautiful moment. I am ready to be the light for my own seeds. I am ready to consciously be choosing the path. I am ready to be one with the above and the below, the silver and the gold, the dream and with the physicality. I allow my spiritual, intuitive gifts to now merge with my emotional power. And these are the seeds that are being nurtured in this new moon. And the power today of the start of Neptune entering your space, sitting with you. You have the all power of all emotion and water. You have the love of the Divine Mother. You have balanced water energy with you as you walk through the summer. Take a deep breath in. Anchor it all the way down into your feet, into your soul star above, into your earth star below. Feel it in your fingers and your hands. I am free. I choose emotional freedom, emotional empowerment. I choose emotional mastery. I choose to co-create. And now I have all I need to walk this path in my most optimal, joyful, reverent, delightful, loving, one heart, one mind, one love. Always here for me. Receive that balance. And now bathe with gratitude. Thank you for the illusions that are falling down and crashing. I am ready to see the truth in my life. I'm ready to see the truth of what's underneath, what's been hiding, what I have locked away. It is time to clear, to cleanse, to accept. I walk forward, open and clear, supported and seeing, loving and accepting all that is, so that I may become all that I am designed to be. Now rub your hands on your body, bring them over your eyes. With every breath and every step, with every thought and every look, with every choice, with every touch, with every sound, I am aligned with freedom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You might want to tap your crown awake, pull your third eye open in your forehead, and bring your hands over your heart. Give great thanks for this beautiful healing and alignment, and ask that this connection to these beautiful energies and these powers and these balance stay with us through every step in the next weeks, and give gratitude to my body, to my moment, my home, to all the things in my life, to all the people. Gratitude to everything, evenly and equally. All is. I am. And we are aligned here in this optimal moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to, while you take a moment to come back, I'm going to go get my slides and just scroll through to see if there's any other energies that I wanted to share with you. I go with the flow. So it came through, and then we have that beautiful activation. So each one of these spiritual weather reports, I'm going to share with you the energies that are happening, what they mean, how you might use them, to interpret what's happening in your life, or to prepare you, or to be able to stop you getting swept up in an emotion or sucked in or hooked to somebody's emotional drama or to an emotional drama on the stage. None of that helps you. So it's much better if you really become free. So the theme this week is freedom, and it's going to be this way for a while. Here's some of the key words to remember around the new moon tomorrow. It's in Cancer. That's the sign that we're in, and that's a crab. So it's a water sign. What does that mean? Well, it means it likes to go deep within. It's very homey, very domestic. I was married to a Cancer. He loved to cook. He loved to stay home. And there's a safety there, so you might feel that. It's strong water energy and is often very overwhelming emotions. So you have to be paying attention, because this is why what came through for us, to help us get a head start right now to cleansing, clearing, balancing our emotional field, because you're going to be walking through the deeper waters. Heightened emotions, feel like you're in over your head or you're being knocked over by them. So bring them up and free them, okay? Think freedom. This is my moment for freedom. This energy is going to amplify all those emotions. And, we experience that. Water can be subtle and soft and soothing and warming, and it's life-giving, and it's where a baby grows inside of, and everything needs it to live, and it holds cellular memory, and it's purifying, and all these things. But it's also a tidal wave, right? It's also a hurricane. So use this time of emotions. Don't say, oh, I don't want to deal with my emotions. Say, okay, that's where we are. That's what the weather report is for. Here we are in a lot of emotion, a lot of water energy. We're also in a lot of sun energy. There's also a lot of growth energy. So remember that this energy is one of the primary themes we're walking through, like we're walking through the forest. And this is what's happening, right? Well, we're more like we're walking through the pond or wading through the lake, right? You have to say, this is where I am, and yet what are the other energies going on here, and what is the opportunity in this moment, because you'll never be here again. You'll never have this deep of access to your emotions. That could be a very, very good thing. If they come up and overwhelm you, don't be afraid of them. It's your time to say, okay, I know this has been suppressed, and I'm ready and willing to receive you, to accept you. Look at the state of acceptance on the scale and begin to create that within you. So these emotions that are dissolving, these heavy fear ones, they might pop up. You might have a memory or a dream with all this Neptune dreamy energy, and then the illusion's dropping. You might just suddenly turn around and see that there's people who've been pulling the wool over your eyes, or you completely got misguided, or you didn't see certain information. It's okay. But where are you suppressing your emotions? Where are you afraid to go deep into your emotions? And is it time to see and free yourself from the walls and inner resistance that you've developed to keep yourself from feeling, or feeling too much, or being hurt, or remembering pain? Okay, so that's a very big theme that has other energies that are coming through it. So next week, we're going to talk more about Sirius. We tapped into that. That's the spiritual sun. It's a very loving energy. These are helper energies, okay? Water is emotions. It purifies. We talked about that. It's the power plant of your body. We've already gone through that. Also, water can lift you up. Right? You can float on water. It can buoy you. The tide can rise and bring you to a new place. There could be currents in there that are going to take you to good new emotional fields. So I highly recommend you get the scale in the shop, and then you choose, just look under the category emotional body, down through those. Which ones do you want to begin to tap into where do you want to take the power of having basically the power of water, Neptune energy, with you by your side. What could you do with emotional power if it was soothed and supported, if the wounds were healed and your own inner mother, divine feminine love was soothing you? This is what the story is right now. Don't mother everyone else, mother yourself. Remember that you have access to the divine love, and that you will find that feminine power. We are all finding our feminine power, and as it explodes and comes out on the world stage, people fall into fear. Okay, so if the emotional river that's rising is an excellent opportunity, which it is, to take you to these new heights of power, it can also take you to new depths. Okay, now the whole Neptune thing, we talked about that, intuition and spirit guides and psychic abilities and inspiration and messages. So this is more water energy, but then you have that it's in retrograde. So the soft, feminine, dreamy visualization is becoming clearer. The illusion, the veil between that, and then your emotions, if you get your clear emotions and they connect with your intuition, that's where you create. That's your power to manifest right there, okay? Watch for getting thrown off balance or triggered. Sit and softly accept it. Do this process again. Make sure you come back and do this as often as possible. Start to memorize the feelings, the process, the communication. How does the emotional field look and sense and feel to you today? Did you sense anything moving or see anything? Did you start to have tingling or physical sensations? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel less triggered by something? You want to pay attention and notice what's shifted so that it expands. And Jupiter is here as an expansion energy right now. So you sit, you softly accept, let the higher selves and the senses selves, all of yourselves, show you the underlying pattern that is causing it. That's the point of revealing the illusion in deep emotion. That's basically what we're doing. Accept and flow. What's the best thing to do with water? You don't fight water. It's way too strong. You don't fight the emotion. You surrender to it. You use its power for yours. You go with the flow. Now, there's going to be a tendency to want to ground. And a lot of people are, oh, ground, 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 ground. Be very careful, because you're supposed to ground into yourself, into your own root, not ground into everything and everyone else. Yes, Gaia, but Gaia is a part of your body. Your body is made out of Gaia. Okay? It's you, your spirit, your blueprint, your structure, your light body, and Gaia energy. Physical energy. So you already have that ability. However, don't force that earthing idea. This is about balance versus grounding. And we did in that process, the balance, finding balance in the water, like when you go swimming, takes doing it to understand what that means. And then you find your current or your flow. And depending on what the ocean is doing each day, I might be having a few little waves, or maybe it's calm. And it depends on how I'm using my balance in the water. Okay? So remember, as the drama unfolds on the stage, you can't control the government, natural disasters, other people's opinions, or even the economy. Don't try. And go with the flow. See where the undercurrents of abundance are. Know this breakdown is leading to something better, even if you can't see it. And remember all these things we talked about this mutable God essence, including spiritual growth, fluidity, creativity. These are all heightened and optimal and very intimate right now. So be in that intuitive guidance, dream walk, and love yourself. Make sure you bring in this loving energy, because you're going to probably see some illusions that fall away that shock you. Okay? Maybe somebody's been cheating on you, or maybe somebody that you trusted, or a job you were going to take, turns out you find out something about it, that it's not right, or the house you thought you were going to buy, that you were really, really pushing, trying to make it happen, it just won't happen. Suddenly you see something new that you didn't know was there. Now, in the realms of illusions, underwater and that, right? There can be deceit because it's steeped in that sort of dreamy, artistic interpretation, almost impressionistic energies, fantasy energies. I think there's something around even like things to do with alcohol and drugs, which I'm assuming that Neptune would be related to that in the sense that it's altered states of consciousness, right? You loosen up or you relax or you envision or you connect. So that's that dreaminess. So, but now that the clarity is here, be in that and enjoy it, okay? And if it crashes, just call on that loving mother energy. Okay. Unconditional love. Again, the love theme is very strong. Freedom and love. You need to free yourself from these negative emotions, other people's opinions, fear of what anyone else will think, of illusions, into surrendering and receiving and giving yourself unconditional love. Okay. From all these sources and yourself. You want to heal that mother archetype, whether it's you as the mother or you as the daughter or the son, or in multiple lives, or this life, or, my children are adopted, so they have multiple mothers. There's a lot of energy there. What we're talking about is having it come into that peace, that soft pearl energy kept coming around us, that pearlescent, white, beautiful energy. So understand that what's unfolding around you underneath it, when you look at the energy, you go, oh, isn't that interesting? That's about the mother archetype, and that is about illusions falling away, and that is about the feminine power rising back up, and people always react to that. There's a negativity about fear over people having their own power, and the whole paradigm we've lived in for centuries on this planet has been around the patriarchy, which means you give your power over to the authority. You say, you tell me what to think, where to go, when to work, how much to be paid, what to believe, what's right, what's wrong. That's breaking down, and it makes people feel very scared and uncentered, and they want to grasp, they want to control things around you. So if you feel yourself being mean or controlling or angry or blaming or grasping, or someone is doing that to you, step out of that energy into the womb, allow the mother loving, pure, unconditional energies of this water and everything surround you, and free yourself. Say, I'm free now. I give myself permission to release those energies and no longer carry them. I want you to be the nurturing, loving mother for yourself. Okay? So freedom, liberation, that full womb, that potent, rich energy, fertile, in the dark, in the new moon, really feeling this illumination within. Okay, stop overgiving, stop being a people pleaser, stop being worried about what other people think, stop under receiving, stop depleting yourself. Receive, enjoy, nurture yourself. Okay, listen to your intuitive wisdom. Nothing outside of you. That came up as well. Expand your intuition. That's happening right now. So that's why we're going to be doing our intuition summer camp. Please come and join me. And if you did it last year, there's a special for you to join, because we're going to have some new stuff. You get immediate access to the entire course from last year, and then you get the live event this summer. So we're going to be connecting the two parts of being human and being soul, walking in two worlds, balancing the emotions so that we can hear, see, and use the emotions for other reasons rather than bogging us down and trying to keep us safe in a negative way, right? The freedom needs to expand in every area of your life, okay? There's freedom in new technology or new ways or new systems that might appear to you for you to do or to live your life. Think about a new schedule. Break the pattern. Where can you be innovative? Where can you let this ideas and this creative energies and emotional joy and juiciness, where can you bring that into your life? Where can you nurture your body, your mind, or parts of your business or your job with it, your finances, okay? And this is going to help you manifest more things into reality. We're moving into July. It's a number 7 month, and it's more freedom, more growth. The Sirius Gateway, higher realms, thinned veils, more of that coming, and you can connect to more to others that blue or blue-violet ray may be coming to you, may feel like you want to call on it. This was the pyramids at Mayapan. I went this week for the solstice. Everything went wrong and everything went right. I planned to go on the solstice to 2 different pyramids with my beloved. Things had transpired that we didn't get to go at all. I went by myself the next day. Turned out it was 6/22/22. Of course, the solstice energies were still very, very strong. And I had the entire site to myself for 4 hours. It was absolutely stunning. I've been there many times. I go to the top of the pyramid to do activation and have a very deep, deep meditation. I completely left my body and had an altered state experience for 2 hours. I was so shocked when I came back that it had been that long. Not uncommon though. And it's where I'm going to take you on one of the days for the equinox retreat in September. So these little wildflowers were all over, and here's one of the guardians of the, we see them all over the ruins, the pyramids, the temples, and they're also, the iguana is the holder of intuition, so it's kind of a cool guide for us right now. Here is the pyramid, the temple of Kukulkan, and I'm going to be sharing more about the meaning of all these things, but just tune into the energies. At the start of the day, it was all cloudy, and then it became all, the sun came out, and this was a funny picture because I didn't realize that the camera was pointed at me. I was bending over to take a picture of a flower, and I saw myself and I laughed. So here's more, and this is that Sirius energy. Right? So yes, it's a flower and it has its own makeup and its own energies. Those are part of the energies that are there. And they grow at these pyramids. So there's holding the energy of the earth, the memory of the Maya, the wisdom of this place, the vortexes, the energies, the stones, the different temples, they all hold these energies. And so having this wildflowers, I don't know how long they're going to last, but those there right as we're beginning our journey with the Sirian energy, I think was beautiful and profound. And this was partway up the pyramid I got. It's a beautiful site with so many buildings. Right over to the far left is actually the Temple of Venus, and we'll be going there and a couple of other spots as well as to the top. This is from the top. This is the entrance to the temple at the top. I'll explain to you later. There's actually some carvings of the sacred serpent, Kukulkan. He's the one god. He's the sun god. He's the morning star, Venus. And he is the feathered serpent, which represents Kundalini life force, okay? And shedding the old and letting your new self emerge and rising back to your truth, to your spiritual. That's what the feathers are. So it's a very, very powerful place, very powerful guide I've been working with for years now. Very honored for it. So I hope you'll join me for the Mayan Equinox retreat. We are going to be having ceremony with Christian and his troupe who've done many of our in-person retreats, as well as online ceremonies. So you might be familiar with him here at our house. And we're working on our cacao ceremony, and we're going to be here at the beach where you can go in the pool and the jacuzzi and the steam room and the ocean and get loved and get healing and have a cacao treats and a chef to pamper you and everything. So also just want to remind you, it's the last couple of days to get a Magnetize Your Beloved session or bundle. And I've had people buying one and then going back and buying the bundle. So be sure that you enjoy that. And if that is something that's calling to you. Some of the questions that have come up about that are, if I'm already in a relationship, is the session okay for me? Absolutely, because it's about finding what's emerging and what's blocking you from the optimal relationship at this time. You don't have to be looking for the one or a marriage. You could be looking for the next optimal relationship. You could be transforming a particular relationship that you're already in, or completing it, or taking it to a new level. You never know. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful and blessed day. I'm so excited to be in the Sirius energies again, and I hope I will see you soon in a soul reading or the intuition awakening summer school or at the retreat. So please take this, repeat this, share this. I appreciate you. I love you. Subscribe. Come over to nanakasha.com if you're not on the email list yet. And please receive everything that I have to give you as a blessing and let it unfold. Just receive, receive, receive. You deserve to receive. It's your time to receive. Be in the new moon, receptive, receptive. Receive that love, receive that balance, and enjoy. Namaste. Let me quickly say hi. Oh, Tracy says she has so much grief. I'm trying to find a way to release it. Yes. Tracy, let me know. Come over. We have a lot of things to help you. We could do a session. We can recommend some audios. Grief is one of my specialties. I had a daughter die and other things that have happened. It's a really challenging one, yet there's a depth and a sweetness to it that when you surrender into it, it can move through you, and then it becomes kind of a secret strength. Okay, sweetie? And hi, Dana. Beautiful, sharing your experience with the pyramids and scenes. Oh, you're so welcome. Okay, guys. Hi, Sandra. Ciao, ciao.